ready, everybody. He's about to do something stupid.
Howdy, partner, and welcome back to yet another pack review video. I'm your host, Sheriff Frenzy, and I'm gonna make you a deputy promise. If this video gets 101 likes, I will be making a return. So, for those who want a little bit of context of like, Frenzy, why the hell are you wearing this? Now, this came up to me because, you know, we're reviewing a Cool Ranch pack, you know, the Cowboy Yeehaw pack, and I was like, you know what, let's just go with this getup, why not? It's the video. And no, I did not spend money just to get this whole getup going. I actually been wearing this for years. Well, I haven't been wearing it for years, but I've been having this stuff for years. Obviously this, I use it now and then. Haven't used it for a couple months. The hat I haven't been using for years, but my dad actually gave me this hat because I used to actually have this style where this is really what I wear, and I use this when I go to parties pretty often. Obviously things have changed, so my style has changed. I went to a more lazier style and also went to a more business casual style. That's more my getup. But I do kind of miss wearing this. If I'm being completely honest, I do kind of miss wearing this for sure. So I will definitely be more than happy to wear this again if this video gets 101 likes. Keep that in mind. But I will be willing to wear this once again for a live stream or so, and I think it will be a lot of fun for sure. I hope you guys do enjoy the getup. You know, it is what it is, man. You know, I'm doing it for the content, man. Just say you do it for the content. We will be reviewing the Great Sky Train Robbery pack, and for those who don't know, this is based on a 10k opening. And with the 10k opening, we're going to be reviewing the aesthetics, we're going to be reviewing the gear in terms of the stats, and we're also going to be talking about, you know, what exactly is going to be useful from this pack that is beyond the gear and the aesthetics. So does it come with good TC? Does it come with anything else that might be very useful for the time being? And is there anything unique about it that you would probably get within the pack itself? And these are going to be the questions that will be answered in this pack review video specifically. Now, we will be reviewing it one by one. So let's actually go and start with the Wrangler set, which is actually my most favorite set. I honestly don't really have a 100% favorite set because I think all of them look really amazing. But we are having the Mosian Armadillo, the permanent mount here. Now, while I'm not a big fan of the mounts for sure, I do really love the ideal animation for this armadillo here. I think it's absolutely adorable. It looks really cool. And you can see it right here. That looks awesome. That looks sick. But the main difference really, you know, this armadillo having a little bit more of that, you know, burgundy kind of eyes. You have the saddle being the other biggest difference right there, being like a reddish with blue design. And in terms of just the stats of this, we have the hat, we have the robe, and we also have the boots. And finally, the wand. And for the pet, we have the Rambler's pet, which is like basically like, you know, the Roadrunner. And it comes with a nice, cute little red bandana on its neck. And in terms of the gear of this wizard, it comes with a blue bandana on his neck. So this actually, I believe, goes more with the prairie if we're talking about just the bandanas alone. But in terms of just the gear in general, looks really phenomenal. I really absolutely love this gear. And it's really just asking for like a complete dialable option. So hopefully, KingsIsle, you do drop a dialable option, at least for the robe, because I think the robe looks very phenomenal. You can go in so many amazing different stitches for sure. And one of my friends actually wants to make a Joker stitch out of this because this robe would definitely be great for Joker, as you can see in this reference that I will be putting in this video for those who don't know who Joker is. Joker basically being from Persona 5. And I really just love the colors that are chosen for this one. You can see a little bit added to detail with the spurs right there. And in terms of the wand itself, again, just goes to show that you don't really need a glowing wand to have a good wand. As long as you have a unique design to it and it just has, you know, really good looks, then it's just a good looking wand. In this one, you have a red with yellow setup for the design, and it just looks very phenomenal. It also matches with my hair currently, which is kind of cool. Now, the second thing we're going to be reviewing is the Cool Ranchers, which comes with the Trusty Armadillo. Now, Trusty Armadillo comes with like a greenish looking eyes. The little saddle is going to be kind of like a dark brown with red. And as you can see with the Cool Ranch setup, I have the nice golden or yellowish bandana around my neck. So this pet actually does not match with this. It will be a totally different one. So this pet would have matched with the previous pet that I had. And honestly, looks really phenomenal in terms of like, you know, the aesthetics. This one going with like a lightish brown with navy blue aesthetic. Again, as you can see for the wand here, you have like the lightish brownish color, kind of like a neutral color with navy blue. Looks really good. And for the pet, we have what is called the, if I can pull it up, the Rancher's pet. Now, here's going to be the stats for the hat, here's going to be the stats for the robe, and here's going to be the stats for the boots, and finally, here's going to be the stats for the wand. And for the last one that we're going to be reviewing is the Prairie set. Now, the Prairie set comes with the Ramblin' Armadillo, and for this one, there goes the ideal animation. The biggest one is essentially a blue bottom right here, navy blue, with a golden design on the top as the saddle. Looks really good. And the eyes are also in a navy blue color as well. That's another difference as well. Now, as you can see for the stats, here are the stats for the hat. Here are the stats for the robe. Here are the stats for the boots. And finally, the stats for the wand. And as you can see here, this pet basically goes very well with this, since we have like the little red bandanas around our necks, which again, very adorable. The wand here has a kind of like a turquoise with a red setup. As you can see, that nice sheriff's badge right there on the wand. And this comes with a black and yellow whole getup with a little touch of red. Looks really good. The saddles don't, like the boots, I mean, don't really seem to change all that much in terms of the design. They all look very similar. Maybe I'm just not looking hard enough, but they all look very similar. Regardless though, there's some nice looking boots, and I could definitely see this gear setup in a multitude of stitches, for sure. Now, finally, with all the aesthetics out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about a little bit of the stats. And obviously, we're going to be comparing it to Savannah's, because Savannah's is essentially the best PvE replacement if you don't happen to have Dragoons. Now, pretty bad comparison because we're comparing 140 to 130. However, at the same time, we won't really see that much significant differences from 130 to 140. And we can kind of assume at which department will these types of gear excel in. In Savannah's, it will definitely excel in damage, and Shallow Pippering might be the same. But Prairie's is going to excel in critical. And it might be the same for Power Pip, it might be the same for accuracy, it might be very similar in health, or Savannah might just overtake it ever so slightly. So the hat's actually pretty good for PvE for sure. Now you have the Prairie's robe, no one really cares. And finally the Prairie's boots, we're going to be doing a comparison as well. As you can see, the biggest difference is going to be damage department. This is obviously going to overtake it in the damage department, but this will overtake it in the crit department. And everything else is pretty much going to be very similar. If not, it might just overtake it ever so slightly. So I will still say probably go with this one. If you don't happen to have Savannah, this one's still a really good replacement for those who don't happen to have Dragoons for themselves. And it's a pretty solid PvE replacement setup. Now, finally, we have the wand here, which you can already tell that it's not necessarily a good PvE wand. It's also not really going to be a good PvP wand for various reasons. However, at the same time, I do think that everyone should know that it's mainly just an aesthetic thing. While this does overtake it in terms of the damage department as of now, and probably even the shallow rating department, also Huntress is definitely going to overtake it in any sort of damage just because of the set bonus here. and it already takes over in the pip conversion department and even the crit department. So Fossil Hunters is just a better overall wand, if we're being completely honest. So finally, what exactly do I think about the pack? I think it's phenomenal. Aesthetically, it is amazing. Amazing job, KingsIsle, for the amazing aesthetics that have been given with this pack specifically. The other thing I really do enjoy is it comes with exclusive housing items, as you can see here. We have like these fishes and this little campfire that's essentially a reference to Bison Village. We have many other aesthetically unique stuff like the ranch fence. We have stuff like the wall crypt. This is essentially like in reference to, I guess you could say, like the tombstones, where you're trying to find one of the characters' fathers, which I won't get too much information on that because it's basically spoiler territory. I do want you guys to play Pirate for yourselves because I think it's a phenomenal game. And we have the card table, which is in reference to Captain Blood, the Church Pew, which is in reference to Santa Boyle, and just many other things that are in reference for Pirate 101, which I absolutely love. I do think that where it missed the mark is it should have had some house guests now and then, because I will definitely would have loved to see some sheriff house guests within this house or any houses. But overall, it's still a very phenomenal pack, even without a certain amount of things. And other things that it does lack in is useful TC, because unfortunately the useful TC is banned from PvP, which is unfortunate, but it might have some uses in PvE, so it's not really the fault of the pack. It's just really with the changing times and in PvP. The other thing as well is that some plants, I don't remember it giving great plants, and even if it did, it probably gave plants that no longer are that valuable because of these changes within TC that are in the result of the changes within the current update. So the one thing I didn't really mention is spellaments, because it really only gives rank 1 spellaments, which again, they're still spellaments, but at the same time, you know, it's could have been rank 2 ones because they're a little bit more useful, but beggars can't really be choosers here. It's still really good to have spellaments, and they gave it a decent amount as well. So overall, with all that being said, I'm giving this pack a 4.5 out of 5. And I do hope that you did enjoy this pack review video. I did enjoy making it for sure. And as always, make sure to leave a like, because we're trying to get to that like goal of 101 likes so we can, you know, have the return of Share Frenzy. And, you know, just make sure to subscribe, because again, we're trying to get to 2K now. Thank you for 1K, as it's been a while since I made a video, and I probably will be making an update video as well in the future whenever I have time. As always, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and always remember to stay frenzy. See ya, guys.